I'm Marcus.
And I'm Kitty, and this is Dating Detours.
We've dated the red flags, dodged the ghosters, and yeah, maybe joked around about Polly.
And now we're talking to real people about what dating really looks like. The messy, the funny, and the surprisingly healing.
Modern love's a mess. Let's talk about it.
So today we have a special guest with us, Lury.
Oh, your name's special, huh?
Yes, yes. From Fredericksburg, I assume?
Originally, or?
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
All right.
Pull the mic a little bit closer. You're kind of low.
I'm going to go ahead and start off with the all-important question from our AOL chat room days. Age, sex, location?
Age, sex, location. I never did AOL.
Well,
I did Yahoo.
All right.
we did it on Yahoo, too. That's where I met my baby mama, and that was the first question I asked her.
So you said age, what was it?
Age, sex, location.
The basics.
Let's see, my age is 58. Sex is male, location is Fredericksburg, I guess.
All right.
And what is your current dating status?
0.
So single. So single.
No,
Single.
So very, very,
Very single, he says.
Yeah.
So is this a personal choice, or?
Kind of. I mean, it is. I mean, I'm not trying to rush into anything, but I mean, I would like to be in a relationship, but you know, after you get to my age, it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right.
Fair enough.
I'm only 45 and I'm starting to feel that way. I'm like, I'm not really trying. And then I'm like checking all my boxes off when I meet people. And I'm like, yeah, nah, you missed a couple spots. Your application's incomplete, rejected.
Marcus's application is probably 10 pages long.
Yeah, probably. Not really. Just the basics. Don't be a crazy person. Have a house, have a car, a job, like, you know, the basics. My therapist said there's like, we're supposed to have, basically the things that we just won't accept in a mate. You know, and I didn't get it at first, and I was like, so she's got to have a car and a house and a job. She's like, dude, that's the basics of being an adult. We're not talking about that. The deal breakers, that's what she called it. The deal breakers. So what's your...
I think after a while, those deal breakers, you kind of, move a little, depending on the person.
Yeah.
You don't want to be, I mean, for myself, I have my deal breakers too, but then just after a while, I'm kind of like,
get more lenient on them.
well, yeah, I mean, especially if a person has all the other aspects.
Right.
Of it, I'm like, okay, I can let go of that since I've been with
Yeah.
that.
So talking deal breakers, what is like your top 3, like absolutely no way?
They can't be too short.
Can't be short. Okay.
Can't be short. All right.
And definitely cannot be feminine.
Can't be feminine.
All right.
Okay.
And, what was my third one? I guess, yeah, have a job, please.
You gotta have a job. Yeah, right.
Anybody,
Yeah.
They take care of me, I don't mind, but
Right, exactly. It's like we're open to being taken care of,
Yeah,
but we're
I'm
not
open,
taking
absolutely.
care of you. No.
Sugar daddies out there, sugar mamas,
Right. Take whatever, you know what I mean?
You heard it here. Larry's trying to be a sugar baby.
There's a site for that, but it's normally the girls are on there finding sugar daddies. I tried it, and I'm like, where's the sugar mamas at?
For real.
It just didn't work.
Women,
Looking for those sugar daddies?
Right.
I thought they were
There's got to be,
bald
though,
and-
because there are rich women out there
yeah.
that want to. I had friends that had sugar mamas back in the day, and they were
Yeah,
young,
sure.
like, they were like young, pretty boy types. I feel like the older women are looking for those type of guys, the jocks, the
eye candy.
The
eye candy, the pool boy. There you go. That's the right
pool
word for it.
I think they still exist.
Yeah, and I feel like that. It's the same thing for dudes as we get older. It's like I'm looking. If I'm gonna have a sugar baby, she's definitely got to be an arm candy.
Of course.
Definitely got to be a trophy.
Fair enough.
So, maybe if I lose like 20 pounds, I can be a sugar baby.
All shapes and forms.
Right. I talk back though. They don't like that.
Yeah, no.
I think that's the problem. You got to be submissive if you
gotta
want to be a
shut your
sugar.
mouth.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go with the flow.
Yeah, I'd have a problem too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they want. I don't think they want dominant sugar babies that talk shit.
Well, it depends on the individual. Now.
I mean,
This is true. That hey,
we talk about broken people.
I recently, within the last couple of years, played on TikTok, learned about this thing called pay pigs, and I'm like, what in the hell is wrong with these people?
Pay pigs.
So a pay pig is
I feel like I probably know what that is just from the name.
just from hearing it, right? So it's a guy that wants to be humiliated. Wants you to talk shit to him, tell me he ain't worth it, just straight up degrade him, and then like
Degradation.
drain his bank account.
That's a thing. People
Drain his bank account, and I'm like, I mean, I'm a straight dude.
financial degradation.
Yes,
Okay.
financial degrading, right?
Where's that guy?
Right, and I'm like, hey, I'm a straight dude, but I will definitely degrade a dude for his money if he's into that.
I don't
You heard it here
know.
first, pay pigs.
Right,
Marcus
if there's
will.
any pay pigs out there.
That's interesting.
It is very interesting. I'm just like, how's that even work?
Why?
And I seen like a little documentary on it, like a little mini YouTube video on it, because I went down the rabbit hole and I got interested in it, and I was just like, this is very,
I'm
very interested in like what makes this work for these people, right? And they're talking to both sides, and the girls that are like being the dominant ones, she's like, I'm a responsible, financial dom. I don't want to break him because he needs to have more money later for me and all the things. I'm just like,
You gotta take my time.
right.
These men must be filthy rich. Or,
They gotta be, right?
I mean,
or just really stupid and broke.
that exists too.
Okay.
Anywho, I was going off on some random shit.
There's
The
Marcus's
whole
rant.
degradation thing.
That was my random rant for the episode.
Early 90s. And I was just, why?
Yeah,
I just don't. I
don't
don't
get
get
that.
it. I don't get it.
I don't either. So tell us about your dating background. Ever been married or got kids or any of that stuff?
I've never been married. I do have a child. I am 100% gay, and I've never slept with a woman.
Wow. Okay.
But it is my child.
But it is your child. So tell us about that. How'd that come about? The whole child thing.
Well, let's see. I've always wanted to have a child ever since. Once I came to terms with the fact that I was gay and had to come out to my mother, that was a big step. And then I was like, I still want to have a child. I always wanted to. So, I kind of put it out
sense.
there. I was like, I want to have a kid. I mean, for years, I'm like, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to do it.
Have a baby.
And it paid off. I ended up having a friend who ended up dating this girl who had the same ideals that I did. And we met one night after our party, and we were talking about it, and we said, well, if you're 40 and she was 32, she said our ages were the same, because I was like, I want to have a kid before I'm 40 or by the time I'm 40.
Right.
And so she said, if you haven't had a child by that time, let's look each other up.
Wow.
And it came about. And
That's awesome.
She's married to a woman, of course, and she's never slept with a man either.
Wow.
Okay.
And it took us a year, but it was, in a cup and a syringe.
I was gonna say, what was that like? So it was in the cup and the syringe thing, so it wasn't sexual then.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
And it took us a while, and now I have a 19-year-old daughter.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For me, the part where it's like, we'll look each other up, because we say that. I feel like we've said that over the years to people. We're like,
We're not married by
if
this
you're
age.
single, if we're both single at 45, we're getting married. That shit never happens. You know what I mean? The toxic love of my life, we always said that. I'm like, we toxic as hell, but maybe later when we're old and ornery, we can make this work.
Get off my lawn.
Sitting on the porch, rocking in the rocking chair, talking shit.
Get off my lawn.
Give me your hand.
Right. Screaming at the neighbor's kids. Don't be throwing your ball over here. Have y'all seen those, speaking of like old funny shit, have y'all been seeing these AI videos of the old people? Where they're walking around asking like, it's AI, but it's hilarious. They're walking around asking like women, what's the secret of a healthy marriage for 30 years? And she's like, take your gums out and give him a gum job every night.
Oh my God.
It's so ridiculous. Like poor woman that AI used for that, because anywho, got a kid.
So coming out to your daughter.
My daughter knows.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother segment.
Another segment.
Get into all of that.
But it's normal, like the kid is like open to all the things, and I'm sure she had a lot of questions early on, probably.
Well, because she was raised by her mothers. Yeah, they basically, they
Handled that for her.
pretty much. It wasn't that I didn't want to. That's the thing. This has to be a whole other segment.
Just give us the mini
Because it's
version.
like, I'm trying to. Things didn't turn out exactly the way I had planned and as they had agreed upon. So, and at that time in my life when she was back on that she was pregnant, I was dealing with a lot of financial and personal issues. So, I kind of let them go ahead and raise her, but in the end, they didn't tell her I was her father.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Changes things.
yeah. So,
Especially when it's like time to start.
well, and I tried to get them to come down, bring her down, so she can get to know my family, and I could spend time with her. And her mom would like come up with every excuse under the sun.
Oh, Lord.
And I was worried that if I got irate, that she would just completely cut me off. So I just kind of like
Played along with it.
Yeah, I tried, because I was like, I really don't want to get her upset, because
Right.
so.
She's got that hold over you.
Yeah, and she did. And I didn't have like the financial means to get a lawyer or anything of that nature at that point. So I just like prayed about it that, things will work out. And pretty much, she didn't really find out I was her dad until probably like, she was like 10.
Okay.
Yeah, she knew I was a special friend.
Right.
And they had pictures of me and stuff, and she remembers me being around, but I had moved away also. So, she was like, she would ask where's Lury, kind of, but she never really told her I was her father. And then she finally did tell her, and she wanted to get to know. She called me, and we talked a little bit. And then I told her something. My family would like to get to know you, and that was like, I guess, overwhelming for her to know that she had all these other people.
All these other people.
So my mom wanted to call her, and my sister, and so her mom was like, maybe we should like take a step back, and just I was like, how are we going to take a step back?
Right, we
can't-
took a step
she
forward.
Can't unlearn that she has
It's
a
too late
father
now.
and a whole other side of her
Yeah,
family.
too late
She's
now.
in her blood family. I mean,
Let her decide to take her time
Yeah,
that
and-
she needs for that.
Well, it's
but
tough.
you really
Like,
can't take a step back. from
I
that.
feel like it's tough when a kid's that young, though. You know what I mean? Because like on a grown-up spectrum, like on the grown-up side of things, like perfect example, I had a situation when my daughter was young, and the mom had custody. I was the weekend warrior dad. It got weird this one time, and like she didn't want to come, and I'm like, she don't have a choice. I'm her dad, and I get visitation.
Yeah.
We don't give kids choices. We don't negotiate with kids, and it was always a battle. I mean, later I found out there was something really big going on in the background that I won't go into, but it was tough as an adult, as a parent. I'm like, no, this is my right.
This is your right as a parent, but at
then
what
the kid-
point
the
do
kids
you
got
allow
right.
the kid to have their right, and their
Right.
feelings are
It's
involved?
hard. I feel like there's I don't even know that if it's an age thing. I feel like it's, you just know when your kid's
Maturity
mature.
level.
Yes, you know when that kid is mature enough to start knowing what's going on, and I feel like you just know, like, all right, you're older, you're mature enough to make the decision.
So, Lury, do you think that maybe they told her because she started asking
Or
about
they
her
just
father?
felt like it was the right thing to do, or how'd it come about?
see, that's just the awful thing about it. I really don't know. I know, like,
They just reached out one day.
she called me one day, and it was out of the blue, because I used to call and say Happy Mother's Day,
Right.
I was
Trying to stay in contact.
and they would never reach out to me. Hey, how you doing? Nothing. So after a while, I was like, okay, this is really.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. So one day I was leaving work and I get this phone call and I was like, hey. And she goes, I have a special person that's really interested in talking to you.
Wow.
And I said, is this some random jerk? Are you kidding? What?
Oh my God! Please don't play
I
with my
was like,
heartstrings like
yeah, I
that.
was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she's like, yeah, she's like, been asking about you, and so I thought maybe, you could talk to her, and I was like, wow, okay. And I was like,
Thanks for the warning.
I mean, I didn't mind. I was like,
No, of course not.
I'm like excited about it. So, I talked to her for a little while, and I said, you can call me whenever you want, and if you have any other questions.
Yeah, so the line is open then.
Right, but it didn't. It stopped.
And then they pulled back again.
Well, she didn't. I mean, it was just like, I didn't hear anything more. I tried to call. She didn't have, at the time, she didn't have a phone or anything like that.
Right.
And then, what was it? Basically, right before the pandemic started.
Okay.
That's when her mom finally dropped the bomb and told her that I was her father.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, so...
where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Yeah,
She's like,
right. What, now what?
Just take it slow. She goes, she's a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But so at that point, I started, I asked her if I could write her letters. So I wrote her letters. And I said, maybe we can correspond that way, and you can have any questions you want. And basically, I started with my childhood, so she gets to know who I am.
That's kind of nice.
It is nice because I feel like there's no pressure.
It allows her to take her time to read what you're writing, and process what you're saying, and then come up with a response to you or how she wants to feel about that.
Yeah.
No, that's
I like that because I feel like in today's climate, kids are just thrown into so much stuff. Yeah. So it is overwhelming. You know what I mean? Especially in y'all's situation, they become teenager and what? I got a dad? Can I meet him? What are we doing here?
See, that was the thing. She didn't seem like she was that excited. Oh my God, so he's my dad,
Yeah.
Right.
And I think part of that is because her mothers, they never made an attempt for her to be a part of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
They made her go to her wife's family and she's her mom's an only child. So they would take her to her mom's and get to know her friends.
Right.
It's just all this extended family, but they
not
never,
your extended
family.
Right.
And that was the understanding that my family was going to want to get to know her as well,
Of course.
They never made that attempt at all.
That is very much their grandchild, niece.
And when they found out, they were so excited. My grandmother met her once.
Okay.
And she always kept asking, when am I going to meet her again? And I kept like, can you bring her down? My dad even kept asking me. So
it's tough.
Yeah, it was really tough. It was really hard. But I went back a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, for my mom's birthday, and I saw her then, and it was just like, wow, she's grown so much.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, she does really look like me. I was like, I kept saying, no, she doesn't look like me.
That's awesome.
And then now she's actually in college. And
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the relationship like now currently?
It's getting better. I text her a little bit more. I haven't really called her on the phone because I don't know how else she'll accept that. I sent her. I actually invited her. We had a family reunion last summer, and they asked her if she'd like to come. I said, this would be an opportunity for you to meet sides of the family that you might not have the opportunity to meet again. I said, plus your immediate family and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she said, I'll think about it. And I was like, wow, thank God. She said, I'll think about it. Yeah. But the thing was, she was also getting prepared to go to college.
So right. So it just didn't line up.
Yeah. So I was like, well, she will had been in college for a month before. So I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a little stressful.
Yeah, so I was like, I said, I'm not going to pressure you about it.
So basically, current situation, you guys have got line of communication going, and seems like it's moving in good direction.
Yeah, I mean, she's 19 now, so now she has my role.
Right, she can make her own decisions.
She's going to college in San Francisco. And
wow,
that makes it tough.
That makes it really tough.
Yeah, so she's by herself, and so I think it's going to be easier for me to do that.
It'll come along. I mean, being a father, me, like I said, playing the weekend dad, and for the longest time, my daughter was all about her mom, and it's crazy though. Once you get past all that, and it'll happen for you, I'm sure, and you guys really talk about her childhood and stuff. Mm-hmm. Later, when I did it with my daughter, she wasn't really that happy. It was just a routine and all the things of what she was used to, but when I ended up getting close with her and getting her full time, she was wasn't really happy there, but da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's not the case in your situation, but it all comes together. I feel like kids naturally want a father, you know what I mean? Especially girls.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree.
So.
Yes. Now we got that out of the way.
Right. For sure.
So, do you utilize dating apps at all?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Yeah, dude. Why? I don't know why. They are just futile. It's just ridiculous. It's the same crap all the time.
It is.
Yeah.
It
You know,
is.
just
Full
different,
across
different people, but the same crap.
Pretty much. And then you start seeing the same people
then
on
you start
all
seeing
the
the same-
apps.
oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I just seen you on the other app. What's
Yeah.
different on this app?
Nothing.
Nothing. Still the same
The
person.
colorway.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I actually had thought about trying to design my own dating app, and putting out there something different than all the others that are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you were to design your own dating app, what would be
Yeah. What would be different?
different? What would be the key points to that?
Well, okay. So first of all, there would be, do you mean like the dating game type thing?
Dating game, yes. I do
Yeah, so
remember
there
that.
would be like a section where like the dating game, and then there'd be like a blind date like thing, and then there'd be like trying to put me on the hot seat again. Everything now.
Put you on the spot. He's like, I had this all laid out. Now I can't
All
remember.
in my head too. I was like, oh. So yeah, there'd be something like where you pick. Well, what would happen was like you put the type of guys you're looking for, right?
Oh.
And then the system would pull the top 5, and then you'd be like on the dating game on the app.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then
That sounds like fun.
if you choose one of the guys, and well, I don't have the money, but I get sponsors, they would pay for your dinner to go out.
Okay.
And then what was the other one?
Bachelor number 2.
Bachelor
and then
number
there would be
2.
like a speed dating thing.
That would be
Section,
fun. Yeah.
on there. And then there would be like a area where you could just set up a game night so you could meet people and just
More casual.
More casual.
Yeah, I like that. So something more interactive.
yeah, and
Okay.
to
I
get
like
people
this.
out to meet people and
Right.
not just be online, because first online they think
Oh man,
how
that's
the world is.
I know it's
No.
horrible now. Like
terrible.
especially the younger crowd,
God.
man. They don't even come out the house no more.
No.
Have you ever done speed dating?
No, I've always wanted to, but
Me too. I've always wanted to try it,
I've always wanted
and
to.
not that I expect anything out of it, but like it seems very interesting.
We need to go talk to the Rain girl and get her to do another one.
just for fun.
That'd be fun.
You know,
I've always
just
wanted
for
to.
fun. I've always wanted to try that. It's a very interesting concept. But you spend like 2 minutes with somebody. Like, what's your favorite color?
Right.
Speed round.
Have you seen the movie The Accountant 2?
No.
They do a speed dating thing. It's hilarious. You have to
The
see it.
Accountant.
It's so funny because all the women are lined up for him, and then they're all just he's got this whole, because he's like just anal, and he's just, and they're like, oh, leave. But you have to see it. It's hilarious.
All right. I like movies.
It's a good movie overall.
I think we could pull off a speed dating event. There's so many single people on these apps. We would just have to go on all the apps and just start outreaching to all of them.
Well, hopefully there'll be honest people, though. That's the other thing is people
Well, I know in Northern Virginia, so like Meetup, this website group app, whatever, they have all these single groups, and up north there's tons of them. But it's like, I'm always saying, I don't want to drive up north. Because then it just, dating up there versus down here, like, it's too much. But that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I think isn't it like a
We could do that around here.
we
could.
there's
We
like
could do
they
that
do a
around
group
here.
thing or something like
Yeah.
for wine or something.
Yep, we
like
get
that.
together, do different experiences,
Yeah, I've
different
seen that.
meetups.
I've seen that.
There's one here locally. It's like an older crowd, and they're not as active. I feel like the problem is, like, even though we think there's a lot of single people, there's really not.
I think there is. It's just
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot of people who pretend that they're single, when
Especially
they're
on the
not.
men's side, yeah. Even girls. Girls do it too.
Girls do it too. Yeah. Like,
I feel like girls are less likely to be like on a dating app and be married versus guys.
absolutely.
Versus
Absolutely.
guys are like notorious for being
Yeah.
married and jumping on dating apps. Girls might have a boyfriend or someone they're sleeping with or something and be on the dating app, but I don't think the girls typically are not like fully blown married and chilling on a dating app. I have met ones that still live with their husband and they're separated and all the things, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? You know what I mean? My famous story of my poly girlfriend that was living with her husband, and I met the husband and everything, and didn't even know I met him. Like, she brought him and like had him checking me out without me even knowing he was there.
Wow.
Yeah, and like 6 months into the relationship, we were cool. I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on?
What's up?
What's up?
I'm banging your ex-wife.
Right.
That'd be so awkward.
But then it
That would
just
be awkward.
well, it got to that point where she was like, let's get serious. And I'm like, get serious like how? Me come over and have breakfast with you, your husband, and your kids? Like, I don't know how we're getting serious. She's engaged now and finally moved out.
Hey guys, Uncle Mark's here.
Right. Uncle Mark's here. Look what he brought.
I didn't know there were some relationships that are like that.
Oh, there definitely is, Uncle. There's definitely the uncles. I'm like, how many uncles you got? You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna start asking kids. When I meet them with single moms, I'm gonna be like, how many uncles you got? I'm just curious.
How many uncles you got?
Oh my god.
Uncle Frank was here last night. Uncle Frank was here last weekend.
It's gonna catch them off guard because the funny part is the parent, you know, the single mom is not thinking enough to be like, don't you talk about any of your uncles to people. Cause,
And why would they? They're just uncles.
right, exactly, right?
Uncles.
So they're going to be caught off guard and not be able to catch it in time. And I'm going to be like, how many uncles you got? When was the last time you seen one over in mommy's room at night?
That would be a hot mess.
That would.
Hot Mess Express. Choo choo.
So you're actively dating, just kind of chilling. Not,
I'm not dating at all.
well,
I haven't dated since 2004.
okay.
2004.
It's a long time,
Baby, that is 21 years.
right?
All right. All right. Just living life and moving right along and boot scooting boogieing.
I mean, I met a few people when I first moved out here, and then they just disappeared.
A lot of ghosting, yeah. A lot of ghosters around
It
here.
was just like, what the hell?
Right.
Where'd you go?
I mean, it's awful. I mean, the one thing about it's like, you know, when I first came out, and I'm have a different mindset than most, I think, gay men anyway. I wanted to be in a relationship. I really did.
Right.
I really didn't want to sleep around.
Yeah.
I wanted to get out there, find my mate, and get it done, and just
Lock it in, right? Yep.
And I found out that not many people were into that.
Okay.
At least not the ones I was attracted to.
Yeah.
And then so it was hard for me. You know, it was like, okay, I can't do this. You know, I would sleep around a little bit, and then I was like, this isn't working.
This is not what I want.
This is what I want. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like everybody else. Like, oh, I slept with him, and I slept with him, and I slept with him. It's just,
Yeah.
it's not right. It's not
your bag.
fulfilling my needs.
Well, yeah, it's just not fulfilling. I mean, you know, I'm in that phase where I don't want to say I'm sleeping around, but I'm definitely dating around. You know, it's exciting to hook up with a new person and start. I think so.
I don't think so.
For a second,
No,
and then
I don't think
it
so.
wears off, and then I'm just like, all right, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I'm like you. I'm more of the like I want to be with somebody, like have that solo relationship with somebody.
I want to. I just don't want to deal with their bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you kind of got to deal with their bullshit. I mean,
Well, I mean, I'm looking for somebody I can accept their bullshit. Let me rephrase it.
you need to find somebody who can accept your bullshit.
That too. That too.
That's one thing you have to come to terms with. You gotta,
Right, we both got
accept
some
somebody
bullshit.
for who they are. If you
Right.
want them to accept
You
you,
both
for who
got
you
some
are.
bullshit.
Right.
And that's one
Well,
thing that,
one of my new favorite terms is like, you got to accept people where they're at. Like, you got to meet them where they're at, right?
Yeah.
You know, it don't mean they're going to stay there. People are going through some shit, and doesn't mean they're going to be going through some shit forever. But then I try
true.
I evaluate where they're at with some shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, how bad is it? And do I want to hang around and put in the work to help you come out of this?
well, I'm like this. I mean, I had a relationship where the person was really into me. Timing was not perfect. I was kind of seeing someone, and it was kind of on the rocks. And,
that sounds like timing.
Yeah, I love
so,
those.
yeah, the relationship I was in was really, really ridiculous. So anyway, he caught me at a point where the relationship I was in we decided we were going to kind of take a break.
Okay. We were on a break.
Yeah, not my choice, but I accepted it. You know, I was like, okay, fine.
We can
So-
force him to be with you.
Yeah, right. No. So I'm like, okay, fine. So we were on a break because he had to sort things out, and this gentleman, like, called me out, and he was like, had seen me before. I'd never seen the person before. At least I didn't think I had.
Okay.
And my friends at the time were like, you should talk to him. I'm like, who are you talking about? And they go, Brian. He goes,
That guy.
he really likes you. And I'm like,
I love those.
oh. And so I was like, oh, hi, Brian, how are you? He's like, oh, nice to meet you. I was like, nice to meet you. I mean, he was just like, how about you drink? I'm like, sure.
Okay.
You know, and I didn't really think more about it. You know, I went about my business. And so my friend comes back and he's like, where's Brian? I said, I don't know. And he's like, why aren't you talking to him? I'm like, why are you trying to fix me up with this boy?
I'm like, why are you trying so hard?
I'm like, because he's a really nice guy. He's like, you ain't got no. I said, no, I actually am in a relationship. You know, I'm like, and he's like, well, he really likes you, Lury. He's like, he's got a good job. He's like, and he really is special. He really has been like infatuated with you for a long time. He's like,
Oh, somebody from
like,
watching you from afar.
I was like,
Yeah, that's kind of.
what?
That's fun.
So then it kind of like freaked me out. I'm like, I have never seen this person before. He's like, you probably have, you just didn't realize it. I'm like, I don't know.
Got you a stalker.
So
Yeah, so then you ask, like, if that person has noticed you for so long and so much and you've never noticed them, like,
part of the reason is, when I get in relationships, I don't really go out a whole lot. And part of the thing is, when I go out and I'm with my friends, I'm out with my friends. I'm not.
Yeah, you're not looking.
No. And so I'm like, I don't be paying folks any attention. And so, but long story short, I ended up hooking up with a guy that particular night.
Oh.
And I told him, I said, this is a one hit thing, okay?
one hit wonder.
This is it.
It's one night stand, buddy.
Next week, I'm
Going back to what I'm doing.
You're anticipating your relationship coming back. Yeah, okay, I got you.
So I said, I understand. You did great. I said, don't. I said, if you see me out, be cordial with each other, but do not bring up that we slept together.
Right.
Okay.
I said, especially if I'm with my partner. I said, this is it. Okay, don't call me. Don't. He's like, okay, I understand. That's okay.
I had that happen one time. I hated it. I'm like, damn it. I hooked up with this girl back in my early 20s at one of the, who knows who I don't even know what her name was at this point. So Brock's downtown, when downtown was really booming. And it
You
was
mean when
like,
Brock's was really booming
yes.
downtown?
Well, the whole downtown was booming in these days. 50-cent drafts at Thirsty Thursday was definitely a Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, I went there on that.
Yeah. Anyway, I ended up hooking with this girl. We had a great time. Everything was good. Crashed at her place. Woke up the next morning. I'm like, hey, let me get your number. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to law school, and I just don't have time for distraction. I needed to come out and let off some steam, and thanks. It was fun, and I'll see you around.
She let off some steam.
She did let off some steam. We went through a pack of rubbers that night. Just saying. But it was the first time I'd ever, as a guy, that was the first time it ever happened to me. My ego was kind of crushed. I was like, what the hell? Did I just get used for some dick?
You sure did.
You sure did.
Did I just get used for dick?
You sure did.
That's what it felt like.
Congratulations. Look at our big boy growing up. Oh, you just got
sure
used for
did.
I'm like,
dick.
damn. I didn't know how to feel about that. I remember calling all my boys, and they're like, bro, what's the big deal? That just sounds like a good situation to me.
Sounds like perfect. I got used.
I got used for dick, and it was fun, and I like her. She was cute.
You liked her.
Right, she was hot, and it was really good, and she's going to be a lawyer, and it's like, this would have been a good match. She's like, no.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, thanks for the dick. Peace out.
Okay.
I'm like,
Look at that. Look at Marcus getting used like a little girl.
Right. I was like, okay, all right.
See, I'm not I wasn't like that. And I'm not like that. I'm not.
I think
I'm gonna be upfront, forward, blunt, and to the point. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Look,
Yeah.
we gonna have sex. That's it, and I don't want nothing more.
Right,
If you want more, you might want to look for somebody else. But when you go home, we can, and then that's I'm done.
I feel like
did
it's
he ever come
situational.
back?
I was like,
Did he ever come back and
He's
like
like,
try and get in there again?
he did. Oh, he didn't. He hesitates the next day.
I opened a can of worms right there.
So, the next day I got up. I had to go to work. I used to work graveyard, So I go home, I take a nap, I get ready for work. I get to work, and there's a dozen yellow roses sitting sitting out in
the next day.
That night. Like,
that night?
So
Oh
it
my
was the next day,
gosh.
pretty much.
Yeah,
so
pretty
delivered
much.
before I got to work, so.
After you told him, like,
He walked out
leave
the
me
door and
alone.
was like, order roses.
Right.
So I see the roses. Who's roses? I didn't say anything, right? Nobody said anything to me. So after an hour went by, I'm going back. I used to work in the emergency room as a hospital, so I went back to take some papers back. And this friend of mine goes, "Oh, did you get your flowers?" "Oh, what are you talking about? What flowers?"
Flowers. What?
She said, "Do you see the flowers up front?" I go, "No." They go, "They were sitting in the room, the roses." I go, "No."
This motherfucker.
I go, "Is this some kind of joke?" I go, "I never seen no flowers." They go, "Yeah, they did." They go, "I had to go check the card."
Oh, no.
And so I'm like, "What's so many roses?" And
he
it
put
didn't
his
click.
name-
It just didn't click.
Did he put his name on it at least? Or did he play, like, Secret Admirer?
No, I think he changed. I think he put his name. That was. I
Want you to know I sent these roses to you at work.
So-
by the
After
way.
you told me to leave you
So I
alone.
pulled out the card and I was like, God damn it. I was like, oh my God. He's like, I had a wonderful time. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah, blah,
God.
blah.
Oh, my
Brian.
gosh. This motherfucker.
That's exactly what I said.
So fast forward. So you and this guy hook up again. Did y'all have a fling or relationship?
So, again, timing was perfect.
Yeah.
It just how it happened that my relationship did not.
So the one that you were in when you told him leave you alone just happened to end.
And so I didn't exactly want to go with Brian because I was like, he's a little bit too clean. Then I met this other guy that I was really interested in, and then I felt bad, so I ended up coming back out with Brian. And we dated for 8 months. 8 months of hell.
Same shit.
8 months of hell.
So it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. If somebody's persistent enough, you'll give them a chance.
still give
Is
them a
what I'm
chance.
learning.
He was nice, and he was, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, my friends convinced me, they're like, "You'll do anything you want." I was like,
Just give him a chance.
"Stop it."
Just give him a chance. Just give him a chance.
No, and I was like, he was cute. He was, like I said, he was a little annoying. And then I found out he was, he has anxiety, separation
anxiety. Oh, God, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Got to deal with that shit, too.
Push me
That's
under the edge.
Yeah, that explains the clinginess.
That explains the roses, like the next day.
Everything. Explains it all.
He did a lot.
So you guys dated for 8 months.
That's as far as I could go.
Not very much. You're like, I'm done. I can't do this
Right.
anymore.
That was I was going to jail. I couldn't do it. I mean, I honestly, and I
So was it one of those, like, he was so clingy where you're like, dude, give me some fucking space?
okay, so we didn't live that far from each other. And
Even
so
worse.
I would stay at his house, like, all week. I get home and I have no clothes. I'd go run, change clothes. When I got home and I had no clothes, no nothing. So I was like, I think he's staying over here at your place.
Right.
And so I was like, I gotta go home. I gotta clean my house. Da da da.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna make dinner. I was like, well, let me see where I'm at, because I gotta go work. Blah, blah. So he calls me and he's like, so what are you doing? I said, Brian, I said I would call you. I said, but now you have any phone. I'm not gonna make it. And he was like, what do you mean? I've already cooked dinner. Well, I told you to call me.
Right. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
I said, I'm sorry that you made dinner. He's like, well, what am I going to do with all this food? I said, well, you can save it for later. And he had a roommate too. I said, Kyle will eat it. I said, oh, if you want, you can bring it to me later. Whoa. And he was like, started going off. I said, look, I have to go. We can talk about this later.
Right.
I have things I have to take care of. So he's like, don't you hang up on me. I said, Brian, we're not going to do this. I have to go. I said, we can talk about this later. I said, I have something I need to finish before I get ready to work. He's like, no. So I can go back, click. So I come to my thing. He's blowing up my phone, won't start, turn the ring off. And this is where I got really mad. So he somehow, so my roommate owned the house. He lived upstairs, I lived downstairs, and we were also coworkers. And so he somehow got my roommate's house phone number.
Wow.
So he comes down, and he's like, Lury, you had a phone call. I said, my phone's not ringing. He said, no, on my phone. Who's calling you? Who? what? He said, I think it's Brian. Oh my God, Steve, no. He said, do you want me to handle it? I said, no, I got this, I got it. Well, how the hell did you get Steve's number? So why are you calling me on that phone?
Stalker.
So I said, we're not doing this. I said, and do not call on Steve's phone ever again. I said,
Right.
I'm hanging up now, and we will talk tomorrow. He said, don't you hang up. Click. I said, sorry, Steve, that's done. Do you know he showed up at my house?
Oh my God. I was about to say, did he show up at your
He
house?
sure did. He knocked on the door because I had a sliding glass door. He knocked on the sliding glass door, and I was like, what the hell?
This motherfucker.
Right? That's crazy.
Oh my God. I said, get out of here. Go home. I said, what are you doing? He's like, you wouldn't talk to me. I said, I told you I'm busy.
What makes you think I want to talk to you now?
Right.
Oh my God. It was like,
Wow.
you know what? I have to really decide if this is going to go any further because this is just ridiculous. I mean, it really was. I mean, there was a point where I had just left his house. Literally, and I'm driving to work. I get to work, and he calls me.
Lord.
On my work phone.
On your work phone.
Hey, how are you doing? You all right? Brian? Yeah, I just
Checking
missed
on
you.
you.
I just left your house, Brian.
So let me ask you this: was this your last like serious relationship?
No, the last one was even worse.
I see why you're like, I'm just gonna leave this alone.
Nope.
Yeah, my last boyfriend, he put me through stuff that I don't think anybody in their right mind should ever go through. Or anybody that's like horrible should go. I mean, that's all I can say. It was awful. I mean, I went on an emotional roller coaster with this boy. Mm-hmm. I experienced things that I never would have thought I would experience. And
It's amazing to see how people will treat other people.
But it was just way too much. First of all, he was a sex addict.
Well,
He did tell me. I asked him, what does that mean? Do you need something from me? I'll go to therapy with you. So I know I have a what do you call a sponsor, so if he's like feeling, he can call him.
always crack jokes like, I'm gonna go to a Sex Anonymous meeting just to see what it looks like, but then I'm like,
I've never gone, but he truly was a sex addict.
how long did that relationship last?
Off and on 2 years.
Wow.
So what? Not to be all like therapist mode or nothing.
I don't know.
He's like, I already know what you're gonna ask.
Ask me, what made you stay so long?
What made you stay with these people?
Well, Brian, I didn't. I broke up with Brian, and then Brian would come back. He started crying, and I was like, oh my God, Brian, stop crying.
Right.
Stop
I
crying.
said, okay, look. And then I give him an ultimatum. I said, because this is what's going to have to happen if you want me to stay in this relationship.
Right.
And he might work on it maybe 2 or 3 days, and then we're right back where we started. I said, nope, that's it.
What goes back to that, like, normally when it didn't work, it's just not going to
It's
work.
not, no. I mean, yeah. But
There might be situations, the only time I could see
If somebody actually gets help, somebody
that-
gets therapy,
right,
figures out the
or
issues,
like,
works past them.
right, or like I've dated people that I'm like, man, I should have did better in that relationship, but I was coming out of something, you know what I mean? Like I was coming out of some drama, some trauma, and it goes back to that timing thing where if I would have met that person when I was in a better place, I probably would have had a better relationship. Same thing with people I've met. They were in a horrible place. We had a great bond, a great chemistry, but it wasn't the right time for them.
Yeah.
And that's tough sometimes.
It's all about timing.
yeah, it is about timing. And I mean, and then how much I guess you really do click with that person.
Right.
And is it worth, even though the timing is off, is it worth to really try to make it work?
Right.
Well,
Well, especially if the other person's like in a really bad spot. It's like, how much misery are you willing to suffer
yeah.
because of their suffering?
Because
you know
of
what I mean?
suffering.
yeah.
And that's the part where I'm always like selfish and go, no, I'm good. I got other shit going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of. It's like I used to put when I first started out, I used to put up with a lot of crap. I mean, people more or less, I would say, mistreated me, but because I wanted the relationship so bad, and I was like,
Just accepted a lot of things that you shouldn't have accepted.
right? And it was just like, well, over time they'll say, I'm a good person, and
Right.
and they'll change your mind.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't turn out that way.
No, they don't. They don't.
And and it's funny, I've learned over the years, and I'm sure you guys probably agree for the most part, is like when people see they can run over us, they'll just keep doing it. You know what I mean?
And over.
And the more
and
you
over
let them
again.
do it, the worse it gets. Because
Yep.
then they take it up a notch. They're like, well,
Yep.
damn, if I can do that, I can definitely do this. And
And like, is
I'm
that,
like, damn.
is that actually what's running through their head?
I feel like it is.
There are some people that I think do.
I feel like it is.
Do.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with like narcissists and drug addicts and people like that. They're like, well, shit, I got away with that one, so I can get away with some more shit.
Do things like that. Hurtful and just don't care.
It's like the
Don't
love.
care. They
It's
don't like you can tell them like how they're affecting you.
They don't give a shit.
And they can see how they're affecting you, and
They don't care.
it doesn't make them change.
Nope.
It doesn't make them treat you differently or better or let up on all of that, and that's wild to me. It's just wild to me.
Well, then I used to be horrible, and I used to make excuses like for my toxic love of my life. I don't know why I still call her that, but the toxic one that I tried and tried and tried, and for her it was a drug addiction thing, and I was always like, oh, it's the drugs. But then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, part of it was the drugs, but the other part of it is just who she is and the type of person she is. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's like there's no help for some of these people because they're definitely not going to go to therapy. A lot of them are never going to go to therapy.
Well, I mean, a lot of them probably still live in that mindset that it's not them.
It's okay, yeah.
It's not them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they're not
everybody
going through
else.
issues, It's everybody else.
And that's the thing.
That's what they do. They blame everybody else.
Yep,
It's everybody else's
yep.
fault.
Well, this is the thing that I also I'm finding or seeing more so today is a lot of people won't call people on their shit.
No, exactly. I see that a lot too.
They just like, oh, that's just how they are.
That's just
Well,
it. No,
you
it's
tell
not.
them, no.
Somebody needs to
that's
speak
not-
up.
Yeah, you need to speak up.
Yeah.
That's not right. That wasn't cool. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong.
Yes.
But people don't do it.
No,
They
right,
just
they
say,
don't.
well, they need to learn on their own.
No, they need to learn when somebody tells
You
them.
tell them.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like as a whole society, like we're enabling people when we
They
don't
are.
tell them.
We
Because
don't
I'm
tell
like,
them.
and then you got people that are just in the relationship or just move on or ghost or whatever. And like I'm trying to teach my daughter, like, no, you need to speak up and tell these people what they did and why it's not cool. Because if you don't, they'll just keep doing it.
Right, exactly. And
They'll just keep doing
what
it.
I'm finding, I'm seeing out there. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people are saying, oh,
They're not just going to wake up one morning and not do it anymore.
No. Yeah, somebody needs to
They
tell
find it
them.
And if
perfectly acceptable to be that
nobody
way,
says
and-
anything, they're going to say, well, it's okay then.
Right.
All right.
I've been doing it all this time and it
Why is
works.
it wrong now?
Right.
And
Yeah.
That's the attitude I'm seeing a lot on a lot of people.
Yeah. And it's just getting worse and worse.
It's horrible. And I think, and the other thing is, reality TV has truly warped their minds.
Oh, yeah.
They think that this is
Well,
how
they think it's
people-
real when
real.
really it's already been shown to us that
It's not real.
scripted for the most
scripted.
part. And I'm like,
Manipulated.
I'm definitely old enough, but the Real World came out, like, I thought that was real, you know what I mean? And then
Ain't
later we found out it was
Fake
scripted
world.
too. Fake Real World.
Fake world.
But a lot of the kids these days, they believe it.
Oh, yeah.
That it's real.
So,
That's
Lury.
what I understand. Yes.
I'm going to kind of flip the script a little bit because we're getting towards the end of the podcast here. So your last ex that you were with, we didn't go into details about it, which is fine. Not a very good relationship, according to you.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I still love him to death. I still do. For many reasons, it was a very horrible relationship, but there were moments that it was really nice.
So that's actually going to lead me into my question for you. With that last relationship, obviously there's something you fell in love with this person, or you wouldn't have even ventured into that. So can you kind of tell me like 3 things that you loved about this person when you met them, or what really drew you into that relationship and wanting to be with them?
He was sexy as hell.
Sexy as hell.
When it starts there.
Yeah. He was 10 years younger than me, which is, I don't usually date anyone that younger than me. He was, and we had a rapport with each other. We clicked.
Yeah.
we fed off each other, you know.
It was a yin and yang balance.
Yeah, I mean, it worked. I mean, it was perfect. And then
Until it wasn't.
Until it wasn't. Yep.
until the third, fourth, fifth person is anyway. And he cheated.
Details.
And he cheated on me with his own. So I don't know. It was just when we were together and it was good. It was good. It was just, and it's really funny because I knew you were going to ask me. So because I had to think about it myself. I had to sit back and go, why did I stay? And I was like, I actually broke up with him. I lost count how many times I broke up with him.
Yeah.
And then he would come back. For some reason, he would come back, and then he would break up with me. And then I was like, hey, that's fine. I'm done.
Right.
Not doing this anymore.
Yeah. This is when it finally came to an end. He had moved to California.
Oh.
He'd moved, and do you know he still emailed me?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I said, "What are you doing? Why? Leave me alone."
Leave me
alone.
And it was awful because I had finally got myself over him. I was like, think about him. I was concerned about him.
Got
And
past
one
that whole
day,
thing.
I get a phone call from him. Is this some kind of joke?
Are you
And he
fucking
was
with
like,
me?
"Hey, it's me." It was like,
Yeah, I know it's you.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you
Yeah. I
want?
know it's you.
What do you want?
I know your voice. And, you know, and I was, he wanted to just tell me that because of me, he's a better person. And now he's in his ideal relationship.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thanks.
So I said, I'm going to give
Okay,
you such
thanks,
a,
bye.
I was like,
Good for you. Peace out.
You know, I sat there and listened to him and I cried the whole time I was on the phone with him. I said, okay, I'm going to go now. I said, I'm happy for you, so don't call me again, okay?
Please don't call me again.
Please
Right.
don't call me.
This is not helping me. This is not healing me. This is not
Yeah.
what
But
I
I
need
mean,
right
I
now.
was able, even after that, I mean, I got a good cry out. And then I was like, okay, I can move on. I mean, I'm done. I was done. I mean, I already was done. But I mean, I just was like, why did you have to call it? What, you want to torture me? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I still loved him.
Like, how long after you guys last broke up did that call come?
It was like I said, it was like 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months?
Yeah, I had finally gotten
Separate.
to where I wasn't upset or bothered or curious what he was doing.
Moving past it, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I finally was at the point where I was like, you know, I feel good. I'm not even thinking about you.
It's like they get an alert when that happens. It's like an alert goes into the system, and they're like, "Oh, let me call
They
you.
haven't thought of me in a while. Let me call them.
Let me go touch base with them, see if they're
Tell
still
them how much of a
miserable."
difference they made in my life.
Right. And that was the part that just blew me away. That,
Just
you know,
don't.
he's like, you know, you were right. I was like,
Well, I know I was right.
Right.
why do you have to tell me I know? I know.
Well, and that's always the funny part is like when we have these situations and these people get better and they move on and have a healthy relationship after the fact. And I'm like, why couldn't we do that? Like, why did you have to go to somebody else to do that? You know what I mean?
Because they weren't healed. They didn't do what they needed to do. They didn't put the
Right.
work in.
Well, it just sucks though. I feel like they heal at their expense at that point.
It's
You know what I
true.
mean?
it's
Yeah.
like, I hate that, like, you know, I was wanting to date this guy. I'm like, oh, my teacher. He's like, no. And 2 weeks later, they get a deep relationship.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Trip fell and landed into a relationship.
What was wrong with me?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. It fucks their mind up because then we're like, well, what was the problem?
What was I doing wrong?
What was I not giving you? But you know what it is? A lot of times I feel like they don't want the person that's being hard on them. You know what I mean? That's the part. Like, we're hard on them. That pushes them away, even though they might know it's true. And they go reflect and they work on it and they go to the next person with like, well, I know I shouldn't do these things because Mark told me that was why I was a shitty person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's this. I worked out quite a bit back several years ago. I mean, I wasn't like huge, but I was like pretty well built.
Built.
And, yeah, I was about 200 pounds, and I was like, I felt good, looked good. And I walked in the bar one night, and I had a tank top on, and cute tight jeans, and
You was feeling yourself.
I so was. And so
Sometimes you just feel yourself.
Right, it's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. So this guy was like, Lury? I was like, hi, how you doing? He was like, oh, I was like, you look good.
I know, right?
I was like, oh, thank
Been working
you,
on it.
Thank you. He was like, oh, like, so, I remember you wanted to date me like a while back, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, are you still interested?
Still interested?
Gotta love that, right? When you
And I looked at him and I had to really think about it.
like, am I interested?
And I was like,
Were they interested the first time?
I said, I really thought about it. First I said, let me get back to you. And I walked around and I came back and I said, you know what? I still am very attracted to you and everything. And I said, but no, I'm not interested in dating you. I said, because it makes me wonder why you didn't want to date me back then, but you do now. Just because I put on a few pounds. I'm still that same person.
Yeah.
I just am more built.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you didn't like me then, you ain't going to like me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because just because I'm in shape don't mean like
You like
I'm a
the prettiness of me, you don't like me as the person.
Right, and so I said, this might be the biggest mistake of my life. But
man.
You know what? You stuck to your guns on that one, and you
did.
stuck to your true self, and that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Because
that's
if
good.
that was somebody that you were absolutely interested in dating like that,
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
think
do.
a lot of people would have been like, "Oh yeah, let's date."
Yeah,
Not even thinking about that aspect of, "Oh, you only want me when I'm pretty."
right.
And I'm like, nah.
What happens when I slack off and I'm not pretty anymore?
Exactly.
Is it gonna fade away?
So
Looks fade, man. Looks fade.
They
They
sure
do.
do.
They do.
They sure do.
It looks fade. We've talked about that on past pods about that initial attraction to somebody. Of course, that is the first thing you see, and of course you have that initial attraction to somebody. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean a damn thing.
No,
in
'cause
keeping
they
a
were-
relationship or being with
Yeah.
somebody in the long term, because those things do fade. They do
Exactly.
fade. People gain weight. They get wrinkly. They get gray hair. They
Yep.
get older, and their bodies change. But pending any craziness, that person is still that person deep
Right.
down. And that's what you fall in love with, is that person.
Yeah. Well, it's also one of those things where looks fade once I get to know them too. Yeah,
Do
I
they?
think so. I think I always talk about this. I look back at some of the people that I had relations with, and I'm like, she wasn't even that pretty.
Okay. This is post-breakup, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or in the middle of a
I'm
relationship.
like, wait. Because
Look.
normally, from what I've experienced and what I have heard, and what I have seen and personally and have talked to my girlfriends about
Right.
and stuff, is a lot of people, like if you're with a good person, or you really like them, their personality and all of that, and you get to know them that well, most people find them more attractive.
Yes, if it's good, if the relationship's good.
Okay. Well, I just wanted
Well,
to make
think
that
about
caveat.
think about your horrible relationships. Think back to where there was that turning point and it started being miserable. Did you look at that person like on a physical attraction different?
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm not attracted to him anymore.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So again,
that totally
I think
changed the way they look to me.
Exactly. Again, well, I guess the point I'm getting at is that it started.
I said I was still attracted to them.
Well, I'm not saying I wasn't still attracted. It's just the way that I looked at
faded.
them. I did see them differently.
Yeah.
And I didn't see them as a kind, sweet, gentle
yeah,
person.
well,
like I
that,
used
yeah.
to.
I think it all plays into each other. Once I
Yeah.
if I find out you're an ugly person inside, the outside don't matter no more.
Yeah.
It don't matter
You
how
still
hot
got
you
blonde
are.
hair, big titty bitch, but
Right, but it
you an
don't
ugly
matter.
bitch.
Yeah, you an ugly bitch now.
Yeah, I guess I would say.
Because there's been plenty of those like hot girls that I'm just like, damn, you had to open your damn mouth and ruin everything. Like, why'd you have to open your mouth?
Shut the fuck up.
Just shut up.
Yeah,
Just be quiet and be pretty. Because that's all you got.
Some pretty folks just are too full of themselves. Sometimes.
That part.
Well, yeah, that too.
That part.
Get over yourself.
Right, it ain't that serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to give people
You're right.
compliments.
You are pretty.
Right.
But you know what?
That's
You get
about it.
very ugly right now.
Right. You started talking and got ugly.
Yeah, I walked with this guy and I was like, you are a very good-looking guy. He's like, fuck you. I said, you know what?
Never
Fuck you
mind.
too. I said, no, now you are the ugliest
Right.
person I've ever seen. No,
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, I've found is like very attractive people. Like to me, at least, most of them don't have good personalities. Most of them are like dumb as the wall. It's like talking to the wall sometimes if you're not boosting them up and like playing into their ego.
Yeah, then they want no part of you.
Right. They want somebody that's all about them, worship them.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah. So
Anywho.
we'll go ahead and kind of end off the podcast here. If you were to give anybody in the dating pool some personal advice, what kind of advice would you give them? As far as navigating the dating scene these days, or...
Well, I mean, I really don't. No.
You said just don't. Just don't.
Just don't.
Scary shit, yeah.
Give me advice.
Because it's like I said, like I said, I've gone on different apps, and I don't know. I really just be yourself. Be
yourself.
Honest and
yourself.
upfront. And
Yes, I'm here for that.
That's one thing that I always am. And the other thing is, people don't like me because I ask too many questions.
You ask so many questions.
I'm like, I need to clarify this. I need to know this. I need to
know. These are things I want to know.
Like, you're asking me questions. I'm gonna keep asking until I get what I need to know.
Right.
And that's people don't do that. They just they don't accept some behavior that you don't like.
Right.
Just to be liked. That's the other thing a lot of people do.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were talking about last episode where we were talking about people like we know you don't like football. Stop acting like you like football because your man likes football. Like, stop faking it to make somebody like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with behavior.
If they don't like you for who you are, then they're not the person for you.
It's like Bernie Mac said. Look, it's like Bernie Mac.
It's not who you are.
You're old enough to know this movie. It's like there was this Bernie Mac movie, and it was like, boy, and he was talking to his nephew or something. He's like, boy, if people don't like the way you are, fuck them.
Yep.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
You know what I mean? But yes, let's stop accepting people's shitty behavior just to get them to like us. No.
Do we really want them to like us at that point?
I mean, apparently we do, because we keep accepting their bullshit for whatever
fair
reason.
enough.
I used to want to like me, but I learned that even if I'm the kindest, giving,
It ain't gonna matter.
It doesn't matter. People are going to dislike you. Somebody's going to dislike you for no reason whatsoever. And I found that out.
Someone's
People
gonna have a problem with you.
hate me.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing to them. So, no matter what
yourself.
you do, just be yourself.
I like that.
And we'll end with that note. Lury, thank you so much for coming on
It was
the
my
podcast
pleasure.
today. It was great having you.
Yeah.
Enjoyed hearing about you.
It's better it's only an hour.
Just an hour.
So it wasn't even that bad, guys.
We are not a certain podcaster that goes on for 3-4 hours.
No. See, it ain't even that
will
bad.
not be named.
For you guys out there listening, that's been like, I don't know if I want to go on there and talk about dating and stuff.
It goes fast.
It goes fast. We're just here talking about experiences. We're not here to badmouth and judge and do all the things. We want to hear
change.
Yeah, we want to hear the things, and more than importantly, we want people out there to know they're not alone. You're not alone in the experiences you're going through. Like, we've all dealt with the same bullshit you did, maybe just in a different fashion.
And honestly, it's very therapeutic.
I think so too.
It's very therapeutic.
One of these days, I'm looking for a therapist out there. So if anybody knows a therapist that
Marcus needs a therapist.
No, I got a therapist. I'm talking about to bring on the show.
Oh, you know what? I'll talk to mine. I'll talk to mine next Friday when I come.
Looking for one of those therapists that would come on and give us a therapist side of things.
Therapizes.
Yeah. But even better, let's hear the therapist's dating stories.
Well, in the one thing that I learned that helped me, I know it came from a friend of mine, and he told me that I was very codependent.
Codependent.
And I said, I am not. And he's like, yeah, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, let's go get you a book.
There are some good books on that.
We found this one book, and by the time I finished reading the book, I was like, oh my God, I am.
I'm so codependent.
I'm so codependent.
I am too. We all are. We all have different levels.
Where
levels.
it becomes bad.
There's different levels to it.
Right.
And it changes with the relationships. Because certain people I'm very codependent with, and other people I'm like, see you Friday. It's Monday. Like, I don't give a shit till Friday. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Right. I'll see you when I see you.
But yeah, we all are codependent.
Yeah, we are.
We
definitely are. I mean, I think that comes from our childhood. We were codependent on our parents. You know what I mean? And then, like,
Levels, yeah.
certain levels. But anyway, so yeah, thanks again for being here. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.
See you on the flippy flop.
On the flippy flop. My flippy floppies.
Thanks for listening to Dating Detours.
If this episode hit home, follow the show and drop us a quick review. It really helps us grow.
And if you've got a dating story of your own, we want to hear it.
Hit the link in our show notes, be a guest, and keep navigating the chaos out there.
Keep dating, keep learning, and don't be afraid to take the detour.